Hey everybody, ready to talk chocolate with me this week? This week I am going to be doing Potomac chocolate. This one has been around for a while. I have a few of his bars here today. This is an interesting story. So it is a US craft bar maker. They started in 2010. The founder is Ben Rasmussen. He founded the first bean-to-bar chocolate in the DC area, and he is a really, really small craft chocolate maker. Not that he makes not a lot of bars, but he has one employee, and it's Ben. So Ben does everything. But here's the funny, crazy thing. Ben is also, he's married, he has 4 kids, and he has a full-time job. He is a Linux systems administrator in his other life. So yeah, it's pretty impressive that he makes chocolate for us as well. And I'm grateful that he does. So let's talk about Ben for a little bit. So Ben grew up in Woodbridge, Virginia, which is where Potomac Chocolate is also located. He had other jobs, like he sold cars, he did roofing, he washed carpets, then he got into computers and Linux, and that's his full-time job, like I said. Growing up, his favorite chocolate bar was Three Musketeers, so as far away from dark chocolate as you could probably get. What converted him over was that his brother and sister-in-law went to he described it as like a snooty chocolate tasting in Salt Lake City, and if you're from Salt Lake City or Utah, you can probably guess where they went to that chocolate tasting. They went to this chocolate tasting and they came back to Virginia and were like, Ben, you gotta try this stuff. It's so good. It's not like you would think of chocolate. And so he tried it, and it wasn't like anything that he had before, and he loved it. And so he started making trips to the Chocolate House, which is, I think they've actually renamed, or that was there's a different name. I don't know if the Chocolate House is the new name or the old name, but it's a place that sells chocolate in the DC area. He started having tastings on his own, and then a friend of his suggested, hey Ben, why don't you make your own chocolate? You should just try. And he is very much a do-it-yourselfer, likes to tinker and build machines, and he thought that was just the craziest thing that he had ever heard of, him making his own chocolate. And yet, he went ahead and tried it. So, even today, if you look at videos of his factory, it's all kind of do-it-yourself, tinkered with altered machines or used equipment that he's altered. Yeah, it's very interesting. So he tried to make this chocolate. They fooled around for a little bit, did some research on the internet, and the first bar, well, he did all in his kitchen, as most chocolate makers start off with in their kitchen. Oven for roaster, rolling pin to crack, fan to remove the husks, to winnow. So he started in his kitchen, and the first bar that he made was the Upala Costa Rica beans. It was a 70%, and he submitted it and won a Good Food Award. His very first bar. That's crazy. And then he won another award. He won an Academy of Chocolate Award for it. And so when you win awards, then everybody wants to eat your chocolate. And the demand for his chocolate went up. And so he had to move from his kitchen to a commercial kitchen that he had built in his basement. And so he's been, up until very recently, that's where his factory has all been, in the commercial kitchen in his basement. So I've got a few of his bars, and I love the fun. So his bars always have fun names. So this is Gianduja, which I'll talk about a little bit later. I think that's one I'm going to taste. I'm sorry for what I said when I ran out of coconut. As I love the names of these bars. So there's toasted milk. This is like a cereal milk bar. And then he's got You Bread My Mind. So fun bars. This package is new 2018, new packaging with zip top closure. And also you'll see when we open the bar, he has a new mold that has the little fishies on it as well. Maybe I'll tell you about that when we open the bar. So he recently opened a shop, and you know what? I want to taste the chocolate, and then I'll tell you about his new shop. So the one I'm going to taste today is the Gianduja, or Gianduja. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. I think it's Gianduja. That's the proper way to pronounce it. So I'm going to open this one up, and I'll tell you a little bit about the packaging and what's in here and the history behind the Gianduja. And so let's flip the camera around and do that. So here we have Potomac Gianduja. Let me tell you a little bit about what this actually means. So this word comes from, it's an Italian word, and it's based on a famous mask or a character from Italian theater. And he was an honest peasant from the countryside. And during the Napoleonic Wars, in like 1860 something, around there, it was hard. War is a hard time to get supplies and things. There are shortages of things, and cocoa beans was one of them that became a shortage in Italy and the area. And so because the Italian government basically increased taxes on cocoa beans because they needed the money. And so what happened was chocolate makers began experimenting with other things that they could use to stretch the cocoa beans. And one of the things that they used was local Italian hazelnuts. And the resulting confection or thing that the name that they came up with was after this beloved, honest farmer from the countryside. So that's where that name comes from. So whenever you see this, it means it's going to be a blend of cocoa and hazelnuts. The packaging is new. Maybe I'll include a picture of his packaging evolution as we've gone through time. He actually prints all of this himself on a 120-year-old foot-powered letterpress. There is a video on Instagram, on his Instagram page, if you want to see him doing this. So Potomac chocolate, the name comes from the river. So Woodbridge, Virginia are in the Washington, D.C. area. The river that goes through that area is the Potomac River, and the Potomac River kind of goes up the east side of Woodbridge, Virginia. That's where the name comes from. And then he's got the cute little fish that is his motif. We've got the Gianduja, dark chocolate with hazelnut. Oh, and he opened in 2010. That means it's his 10-year anniversary this year. That's exciting. So let's see, he's going to tell you all the things on his package that you need to know to make sure it's a quality bar. So we've got, here's the percentage, 70% dark chocolate, Peru cacao, and Dominican Republic cacao. So this is a blend. And here's the ingredients. So he's got cacao, hazelnuts, cane sugar, and cocoa butter. And you'll notice that the little star means they're organic. It is gluten-free, soy-free, and vegan. And this pouch is, the new pouch that he switched to in 2018, is made with biodegradable materials. So let's open this up and have some chocolate. Ooh. I love this little fishy mold that he got in 2018. It smells... Okay, if you're a Nutella fan, you know that if you're a fan of the Nutella flavor, you don't necessarily want to eat Nutella because it's full of other junk like mostly sugar and palm oil. But stuff like this is got all that good Nutella flavor, but with good chocolate and less sugar, and so you get these beautiful flavors coming through. These fish are so dang cute. See this little one down there? This is a good looking bar. Mine's a little melty because it's hot, but it smells really nice, really rich cocoa. Let's see if you can hear a snap. Not bad of a snap. It's got added cocoa butter, so it's pretty good for that. It looks nice, nice and even, no miscoloring. Okay, I'm gonna just warm it up a little bit with my thumb to melt the cocoa butter, which has a melting point close to body temperature, which is why we enjoy it in our mouth so much, and see what aromas and flavors come out. All right, so for this bar, when I smell it, I get the aromas that are nice, rich cocoa aroma. I get a little bit of the hazelnut, and when you taste it, his 70% has a lot of cocoa butter in it, and you can tell that because when you put it in your mouth, you get this cooling sensation in your mouth, and that's the cocoa butter. So it has a really smooth mouthfeel to it, really nice and smooth. I get a nice rich cocoa flavor throughout. I don't get the nuts, so the nut is a very subtle flavor when you taste it. And I also get a little bit of the red fruit acidity in there. So, and a little bit bitter on the finish. But it's a nice bar. It's got, if you like bars that are really smooth and creamy, like European or Dairy Milk or something like that, you might like this one. It's really, really creamy bar. Just for fun, I'm also going to try this one because this is a new one for him and I haven't had it yet. So I want to just give this one a try too. Let's open up this package and see what it looks like. Okay, it's a good looking bar. Got a little damage traveling to me. A little crunched on the edges. That's okay. Nice and shiny. Looks like it's got, so this bar is a, does he give the percentage? He doesn't give the percentage, but it is a milk bar. It's a blend again of the Peru and Dominican Republic. So let's give it a try. Toasted milk. All right. Let's hear the snap. Not bad for a milk bar. The color is nice and consistent and even. It looks like it's well tempered. Let's warm it up. So this one isn't what I was expecting. I was expecting something like a cereal milk. I don't know why I thought that. Maybe because of the pink color. I have no idea. But this is, I suspect this is made by him toasting the milk powder before he put it in. And I get, at first you get the rich cocoa flavor, and then I get kind of like a creme fraiche, sour cream kind of flavor, and a milkiness and a caramel, and a sugar, a cane sugar. It's interesting, unexpected, yeah. So those are the two bars. The other ones that I have are You Bread My Mind, and I'm sorry for what I said when I ran out of coconut. I don't have his award winner, the Upala. I think he's got an 85% on there right now. So let's flip the camera around and we'll finish up. Okay, so that's Potomac chocolate. Ben recently opened a store in, I'm probably going to say this wrong, Occoquan, Virginia, which is near Woodbridge. A small store, and he's slowly been moving the factory over there. Except for his big machines. He hasn't moved those over yet. He's told me that he still has some electrical and logistics that need to happen before he moves the giant machines over. Basically, finish the electrical and figure out how the heck he's going to move these super heavy machines. He also told me that I know that he's branching out, trying some new stuff. I saw bonbons earlier this year. I know that he has tried some spreads, but he told me that after 10 years, he might actually try making a white chocolate bar or two. So you might see those pop up on his website soon. And that'll be exciting to see what he comes up with white chocolate and what he calls it. He's got some cool names. That's Potomac chocolate. If you enjoyed learning about that chocolate maker, I hope you'll like and subscribe and stay around for more chocolate makers in the future. Thanks for watching.